Well, you were out for the night and you were refused entrance to a club. It's like I saw you went down the stairs and you came back, didn't you? It was like with the sort of petrol thing.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah, that was years ago. Yeah.
Yeah. What was
that?
That
was that with my ex-wife and all. I was with my ex-wife and this geezer called Rainbow. Yeah, that was Rainbow. Yeah, and we was going into the club, one club, then another. Going to silly hours in the morning at the West End in them days, you know. So I went down and I friend the door up. I went, no, members on, I'll go away. So we just, you know, if I want to go in the club, I'll go in the club. So I went in there and ordered a drink. All of a sudden they all got round, bastards. Yeah, and I was having a pop at us. And my mate said, for Christ's sake, boy, keep your head, don't do a thing, don't do nothing. He said, no, don't do a thing in there. All of a sudden this woman come along, she spit in my face. So I just pushed her out of the way, and then there was all, and I whacked lady went over, and whacked another one. He went, and I got my wife, got her out the door, and my mate, we got out of it. So I went upstairs, got in the car. So we'll go around to the petrol station, and we got a load of petrol. Come down the stairs. I put all the petrol over the thing, and you get all the fumes. And I rang the bell there for them, and he lifted up the thing, and I lit it, and it went boom, and obviously we had it away. So I don't know if the club burnt down or what happened to it. But
Did you find that? Do you find that sort of trouble follows you, or do you think you are the sort of instigator?
No, I was a bit. No, I'm never the instigator, but I'm a bit quick to you know. Some people say I'll leave that out. Like, nowadays, if someone said this, I go, I'll go away, you know, leave it. But before I would go, what do you mean crash? I was so fiery. So anybody, I mean, I never started a fight myself. Someone's always said something nasty or done something nasty to me or my persons.
What about Ronnie Biggs then? Because you were.
I was in Canterbury. Then they took me to Maidstone for my trial, and I got my 18 years I was doing then. And they sent me to Wandsworth from route to Parkhurst. And I was in the mailbag shop sitting next to Ronnie Biggs. And, you know, we got friends, and he said, and I couldn't believe the sentence you got there, Ron. So he went, well, he said, tell the truth, Roy, we knew we was going to get double what you got. Well, that's exactly what I got in it 30 years, you know. So, I said, well, he said, well, because we just knew. So they knew they was going to get a heavy sentence. And he said, anyway, Roy, look, I've got it laid on now, I'm going to have it away. He said, if you want to stick 10 grand up, he said, you know, we can put you in, I'll put you in on it. I said, no, the escaping ain't my game, no, I'd rather get in doing with bird, because once you're out, you know, on a run, you live at risk all the time, and then you end up getting stitched up, and you know, you've got no alibis for whatever it is you've done. So, you know, it's a losers.
So you don't regret not going with him? You sort of offered to go?
No, you know, I'd done my bird and what I'd done. And by doing my bird anyway, I got such a reputation for what I'd done in the prison and whatever. Then come out and started the fight. So it was like, Shaw's up there, Shaw's boxing. And every hall that we had was packed out with, you know, with people who knew me from the fight. So we earned, you know, our money from that.
Of course, you did end up in Rio with Ronnie on that trip.
Yeah, I went up to see him. Oh, I said to him, well, you know, I wrote to him. I said, when I get out, I'll come up to see you. So, yeah, I was in Broadmoor, and they said to me, sure, if you behave yourself in here, we can get you to a county hospital. Oh, all right, lovely. So, you know, at the time I was behaving myself. So I kept going up to him and saying, I thought you could get me to a county hospital. No, not yet, I was looking into it, or we're looking into it. All right, and it went on and on and on, so got, you know, do something different. So I got up on the roof. I was up there for 2 days, and it was freezing. And they had all my lights on when they had the people standing around. Anyway, when I come down, that was it. Out 2 days, and they just put me in the refractory block. And they said, why did you do it? I said, well, you keep promising me you're going to get me to a county hospital. I said, but you're doing nothing about it. So I was, it's a protest. So he said, Roy, we would have sent you to the county hospital. He said, but you're too violent. So why didn't you tell me that? And then, none of this would have happened. So that was it. But I stick me in that refractory block again.
What was it?
Oh, sorry, go on.
What was it like being moved from prison to prison?
Well, I think it was 19 prisons I was in. It was nothing really. It was just moving. But when I was moving from prison to prison, it was solitary confinement, what I call section. I forget some section it is. That, you're not a grass on it, but you got to be kept separate from everybody else. You go out and exercise on your own, everything on your own. But they kept moving me from one to the other. That was going on and on and on. So I said, look, you want any trouble in there? You're going to get it. I want to see one of the commissioners. So I said, all right. So a commissioner come in. Well, unbelievable. It was the governor, who was the governor when we got down for the murder of Parkhurst. And he was a right nice, understanding fella, even when he said, well, we've got to move you, we can't have the two of us together. I said, well, can you get me to Gartree? I said, because I got a pal of mine was there called Ray Mills. And I said, my brother-in-law's there, and I wouldn't mind being with him. And he had done me a favour, got me to Gartree, and so I was with my mate Ray Mills. So they moved me to another nick called Long Larton. And that was a nick now. What I was doing was getting the geezers had been in for a long while, at the end of the sentence, sending them there. And I was trying to get a different regime, of friends with the screws. And I said, so it was when I walked along, he said, Roy, did you talk to me? He said, yeah. I said, my name's Shaw. So, oh no, Roy, he said, we call them by the first names. I said, don't call me. I said, I'm now called Shaw. And so they said, well, you got to go. I said, I ain't working nowhere. I said, I work in the gym. So we can't get you in the gym. I said, well, I ain't working. So the governor, you seen it, he was like walking around in golf trousers. He looked and a peacock. He looked like a bit of a dickhead. But he called me up. He said, he said, he looks at me. He said, sure. He said, I ain't supposed to tell you this. He said, but the way you're going on, you're going to mess it all up. I said, what's that? He said, you've got parole in 6 weeks. I said, parole? He says, yes. Oh, all right. I said, well, all right, I don't want no trouble. I said, well, where can I work then? He said, work where you like. I said, can I work in the gym? He said, anywhere you like. I said, I'll work in the gym. So I went up to the gym, doing the lifting and that with my mates and that. And then I got out 6 weeks later.
What is it like that? I mean, after 10 years or so, to come out of prison, is it that really difficult to adjust?
Yeah, very, very. They dropped me to the station, so I got on the train, and it was just, it sounds silly and romantic now, but just looking at the lambs and the cars and that in the trees, in the fields as you were going by, it was just lovely. Yeah, I got to Aldgate East. And I got out and I got phoned up this bloke who had a garage down the place to come and pick me up. So I couldn't see in the prison. All you're doing is walking about. All your timing goes. You can't. Even when I went on to go onto the on a punch bag, it just the timing wouldn't come, and I didn't have to. If I go across the road, if the car would come, and I didn't have. All I done is walked to the prison all the time, hadn't I? So so I wasn't scared to cross the road. So that's why I went in and phoned my mate up, and he picked me up, and then dropped me off to the station, and I went round my mum's. And then when I got in the car, people said, "Oh, stay on," because I couldn't judge the distances and all that. It was all to do with being in there. But it all obviously all slowly coming back.
And does it? I mean, is it immense changes that you? Is it difficult? Like even the money that you have to use and everything's all.
Oh yeah, well it all changed. And all the it was, all this decimal stuff come out when I was out. So No, it didn't take long to get used to that.
So you, when you came out, I mean, you started to look after clubs. I mean, was that something that you'd thought about beforehand, or were you just asked to do that?
No, I was just... There was some people that was causing some trouble down this club, and they asked for me, said, if you look after that, we give you X amount a week. I said, all right, and I knew these the geezers who they was talking about. So I went up to them, I said, look, they don't want you in that place. I said, I've asked me, I'm looking after it. He said, well, if you could get living out of it, best of luck. You know, we'll keep away, don't worry about it. You know, it's nice that, and this geezer, I can't think of his name, but he's a lovely, lovely man. That's what he said. Well, that's what he said. Well, you get the living out of it, we'll keep it away, and that was it. So I took over that club, and then a pal of mine who lives in Epping, his brother got was running a club called the Cricketers, and a geezer took his trousers down. So instead of sort of going over and using their loaf, they went over and started bashing him. And he was with a tasty little firm, and I said, we'll be back and shoot you. They went, yeah, you hear that all the time. So they went home, but they had one in the car. They come back, knocked on the door, shot the doorman dead, and they said, where's this kid? One of the owners of the club, I won't mention his name, and they were shooting at the optics with the guns, and the geezer was upstairs wiping the blood off for the fight he had earlier on, you know. I saw I got into the club game, wasn't it? And so his brother asked me, would I go and look after the club, the Cricketers? I said, yeah, all right. So what it was, I took money on the door. That was my money. I know it was only silly money, but the club used to get packed out, and it worked out a nice little payday in the end. And I looked like that for about 18 months, 2 years, and never had no. Well, there was 2 troubles, and a wet one, and it was over, finished. And then the other one was a couple of birds, and I just pulled them apart. So otherwise, it was a lovely little club. Everybody enjoyed their drinks. It was all right. But then they got closed up. So then they got another club called Joby's. So his brothers. So again, the governor of the club here, he's a little bit fiery. He had a pop at a geezer, and they said, we're going to shoot you. And so everyone went out of the club, and he went to go out, and there was a geezer there, and he'd run for the taxi, but shot him in the leg. So they asked me, would I look after that club?
Do you ever get worried by that sort of, like somebody might come in with a shooter or something like that?
No, the only reason being, anybody who's able to come at me with a shooter, if I'd done them for nothing. I mean, I've had a few fights in that club as it happens, but they can say no more. That's sure I'm going to do him, But no, then again, I was out of order. I never started a row for nothing. No. And I could smell it out. I said, oi, turn it in. All right, Roy. I said, oh, just turn it in. The only thing that was nasty in that club, there was 2 birds having a row. So I said, no, turn it in. And they kept on. I went, all right, you out. So I slung her out, and then the club emptied out. It was about an hour later. My son, this bird had come and she was having a row, but she come back. That one's waited outside, broke a bottle, and ripped it right around her face. She come back, screamed. Oh, we had to get an ambulance and get her took away. It's still carrying on, but I'd had enough of going backwards and forwards up the West End. I had a car site in Romford, so I had no need for going all that trouble like that. And there's always something may happen, that's all you're going to get. But so I just turned it all in.